welcome to Pointed Logic Tarot. Today we're going to do a review, flip through, and comparison of Uusi's Pagan playing cards. Right off the bat, I need to tell you, this one is out of print, but it's actually pretty easy to obtain. I bought mine on eBay, and actually when I bought it, I bought a pack of 2 because that was the best price that I could find. I tried to resell the other one, and they were unopened, and no one really wanted it. And when I decluttered, so I ended up just gifting it to a fellow tarot tuber who had mentioned or had liked it and mentioned that they had wanted a copy of it. So I would say, as far as out of print decks go, it's not too challenging to find the ivory edition if that's what you're really hoping for. There's also like a black edition with the same designs versus the newer edition that's based on the Pagan Otherworlds tarot art. So all this to say is I am going to show you a current deck and an out of print deck, but if you really like this one, you can probably find it for a fairly affordable price and don't pay some of the really high eBay prices that people list this for. This one is currently in print and available, and is the same characters for the quartz that the Pagan Otherworlds tarot is. So, I have used this one quite a bit because I bought this one a couple of years ago. I want to say 2 years ago, maybe it was just a year and a half ago. And then this one I just recently purchased. I did not buy this one directly from Uusi, but I bought it from Artisan Tarot, which is an indie tarot shop that I really like online. So this had just come back in stock, and I had a coupon code, so I bought this one from Artisan Tarot. As you can see, I am one of those nerds that does not like breaking the seal. So I open them from the bottom because I am ridiculous like that. Oh no, I don't know if I remembered to put these back in order. That's obnoxious. I'm gonna set, maybe I'll set it there so although the backs are clearly different. Yeah, it's not in order. Oh no! I'm sorry. Perhaps I should pause the video and go put these back in order. Okay, now they're back in order. Sorry about that. Okay. So this is the Ivory edition. And this one, I don't know if it has like a name. I call it the Maroon edition, but it's like the current. They're standard playing card size. They're made by Expert Playing Cards linen finish, so they're very slidey. They have the same design on the back, just a different colorway. And I think these backs match the Pagan Otherworlds tarot, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have that deck. But yeah, we're going to just do a comparison. We start with the Jokers. I do not know if this is the order they came in, but I do know that's like the counts up and then counts down. So I did that, but I don't know if it's the order of the suits that they typically come in. This deck, the Jokers are the same character, just facing opposite. And I don't know if this matters to you. So the backs are reversible. The fronts, if you really care, there's a little, filter, like an aged effect on these cards. So they do have an up and a down that looks slightly different, and you can tell. And I personally like to be able to put them back upright. I know that's kind of goofy. There's like a little symbol in the corner here. So those are the jokers on this deck. Then on this deck, we have the Death card from the tarot and then the Devil. And if you read playing cards with colors for the jokers, these do have a black and a red for both. So you can tell which is which. I know a lot of people read the jokers as more like a fool card or a magician trickster card. Neither of these quite align with that, just because they are tarot characters, the Devil and the Death. But you can read them how you like. There isn't quite the same like set number of systems for playing card reading as there are for tarot cards. I personally use this system as my favorite. I'm still like researching. I've read a few different sort of opinions on how to read playing cards, and I'm not like this is going to be the only way I ever read playing cards, but it's the way that I've found pretty accessible, and so highly recommend this book and this system. It's quite straightforward and succinct, and it does have like some historical systems, and it does have the majors for Marseille. So, like I said, ivory on the left, maroon on the right. I really like the aces in these because they align with seasonal correspondences that I agree with. And then these align with tarot suits. So these are the swords. And this is the winter card. They have the same filter, but they do look slightly different. And then as far as the lettering, I would say that it's very similar, but it's crisped up in the newer version of this deck. They're both good quality though. Alright, so we're going to go quicker through these. They also do have some shading on these, and the shading matches. So they kept the pips pretty much the same for both decks. So, these are original characters, and these characters are in the tarot. I really like both sets quite a bit. This is probably the most popular or famous card in this deck. It's the Fox Queen. Here's the aces. The clubs are associated with summer in this deck. This is wands. I would love to hear in the comments what cartomantic systems you use for playing cards if you read with playing cards. I will also link in the description some of my favorite 2 decks of playing cards games, because there are games where you combine decks of cards, and these 2 would be really great for that because they match very similarly but have different backs. There's some solitaire games you can play with 2 decks. Okay. Oh man, I love both of these queens. I love sunflowers, but I also love birds of prey. I'm curious for anyone who has the tarot how they feel about the way they've doubled the heads or the upper torsos of these characters. So I put them in order ace to king on these two, and then king to ace. Wonderful. Whoopsies. Okay. Struggle bus. Slippery, that's for sure. But they are nice to shuffle because they're linen. There are linens that are less slippery than this one, though. This one's really slidey. Or maybe I'm just Butterfingers today. I feel like the profiles are up closer on the Ivory edition. You're looking at more detail in the faces. But I really couldn't tell you which I prefer, because I like them both quite a bit. I love the shading on the pips, makes them more interesting. Alright, this ace is associated, or the suit hearts is with spring, and this with cups. And again, these are, you'll see varying seasonal correspondences with tarot. I view cups as spring, wands as summer, pentacles as fall, and swords as winter, but not everybody looks at it that way. So some decks deviate from that. I really like that these align with my personal use of the seasons and the suits. All right, here's the King of Diamonds. And look at the faces on this one. They look like they could be the same person, or very similar. I would say that the diamonds are the most similar in the quartz. But you'll notice in this version, they're not holding necessarily what their suit represents in tarot. These ones are very specifically pentacles. Alright, and when we count down. They're exactly the same cardstock, so the handling is the same. Alright, this is by far my favorite ace in either of the decks. It is just stunning. It's interesting to have the diamond peeking out from behind the pentacle. I know that's the same with the other ones, but it's just, this one's maybe the most elaborate. And then this, again, the diamonds represent fall or autumn. This one does have a copyright on it. Okay, so that's both decks. I'll show you the shuffle of them. Snappy, slippy. They handle well. They are kind of, they tend to try and escape. And then this one is the same. But I'll put a few cards down of each so you can see how they look in a reading. if you're interested, typically you need to shuffle a deck of cards 7 times, riffle shuffle, to truly randomize it. It's in order. Okay. So here's what the Ivory edition looks like on the table. Clearly it's not super duper shuffled. And then here's what the maroon standard, the tarot edition of this deck looks like on the table. Again, the pips look almost identical. It would be hard. If you shuffled these together and they had the same backs, I would be hard-pressed to tell you which came from which edition in the pips. But they do handle quite nicely. Ooh, that's a lot of swords, or a lot of spades for one reading. But like the reds really pop, and the blacks have almost a blue tint to them. Although like the nice thing, like, so this one's really cool because you can see in these, there's a warm tone to the left club and my left. And then a blue or cool tone to the other one. Alright, so there you have it. And then the one other thing I want to show you is just what they look like shuffled together, because I've never done a reading with 2 playing card decks combined. I feel like that might be kind of redundant. But there are lots of fun games you can play with 2 decks of cards together.
I'd like to take this opportunity to remind you that I have a Ko-fi page where you can commission a reading with me, either a recorded video reading or a snail mail reading, which you can order for yourself or for a friend. I have a lot of different standard reading offerings, but I also have the option of a custom reading if there's something specific you would like me to customize a spread for and give you a reading on. I have a variety of decks to choose from. You can use tarot, oracle, playing cards, a mixture, dice, coins, and I hope to see you over there. Put on some lo-fi, pull up my Ko-fi, and take a peek.
It's a little thick. But if you're going to play like 40 Thieves or Napoleon or something, these decks would be really good to use together like that. yeah, as I look at them, like I could tell you this is an ivory edition and this is a maroon edition. Haha. Because there's just the slightest difference in the age filter, the vintage filter they put over the top of the cards. But yeah, so see, they look really nice in a tableau for playing a game. They're nice and slidey for any kind of spread and draw. You could do these, use magic tricks with these, because again, the backs are similar but different. That would be fun too. So that is the ivory edition of Pagan playing cards and the current tarot / maroon edition of the Pagan playing cards by Uusi. You can find these on Uusi's website or on a few other indie deck sellers like Artisan Tarot, which is where I got mine. Sorry, I'm messing up my little cloth there. But yeah, share in the comments your favorite decks of playing cards and what cartomantic systems you prefer to use. I am very excited for Auntie K's Back Pocket Oracle when that comes out soon, because that's a playing card system and I would love to like have it and compare with these. And it is a fully scenic, even though all of the pips of the playing cards have scenes on them, so I'm looking forward to that. But I really enjoy these as a way to get better at reading playing cards and reading pips and using them in games, which I encourage you to take a crack at learning tarot games as well. You don't just need to use playing cards, and when I say playing cards, standard playing cards, because tarot are playing cards too. But learning tarot games is pretty fun. Highly, highly recommend. There. Thank you so much for watching, and take care.